All right. Morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Vays. I'll be doing streams for a little while from right here in the woods. It's actually a little chilly this morning, and it's good because I think it was like 100 degrees down by New York City a couple of days ago. I flew from Miami pretty much straight here into the woods. Try to avoid New York City at all costs, and my family is usually up here during the summer. So I get to see the family because at the end of this month, I go on the road. I'm going to start at BitBlock Boom, and I probably will not be in America until Christmas. So it'll be lots of travel, including South America, back to Panama, Turkey, Kazakhstan, I think, Uzbekistan, hopefully. Still have to work out some scheduling, and definitely Dubai, of course, Bali, and after that, I need new clothes, so I'm gonna have to go to Thailand. Man, haven't been to those places in so long. Gotta also check out some future venues for Financial Summit. So I'll be traveling. I'm gonna be posting my schedule at tonevays.com. Let me go. I'm gonna probably do that later today. Let me do screen share. Got so much geopolitics to catch up on too. I'm gonna go to price, but real quick, later today, I'm gonna start filling out my calendar. Right now, it's totally blank. Yep, there it is, Dominican Republic. And now I'm gonna fill out my calendar. The next time I go anywhere is gonna be BitBlock Boom, right here. I really want to go to Surfing Bitcoin. I'm gonna promote that event as well, but I will not be there, so don't get confused. Yeah, and I'll also be going to this event in Turkey called Traffic Summit. Which is a marketing event, because I really need help with marketing, majorly. Okay, let's go to charts. Yeah, I can use a new suit. Like I keep re-wearing the same shirts at all the conferences. Like it's I need a new shirt. I need some new shirts. Okay, so what do we got here? Weekly chart. We're hanging in there. A little bit by a thread, but we're hanging in there. The candle is still bullish. We're still bullish on the MRI count. That's good as well. And it still looks okay. But if we fall and we close below 23,000 at the end of this week, it's going to be a little bit troublesome. So I'm hoping that we continue to rally up a little bit longer and close the week strong. I really thought today was going to be Saturday, but today is Friday. That is a nasty looking doji candle on the 4-day chart. I remain 50% bullish. I'm still pretty bullish in this market. I don't want to see a red candle, and I remain holding the long positions. OTC Big G. Oh, man. See, these anonymous accounts, man, it's really hard for me. Speaking of Financial Summit, the next one is in Bali. We'll be promoting that soon enough. We're going to be releasing lots of good videos. But follow us on the YouTube channel. I'm taking a full 11 months off between conferences. Actually a full 11 months off between conferences. And I'm going to start releasing really good financial educational content on this channel, so that hopefully it'll drive some interest in the event as well. Instagram, of course. Oh, I was end up doxing DMs. Let's look at the price here. Daily chart. Give me 1 second. So yeah, I need to start utilizing TikTok. Well, I'll get there. It's just so much. Daily chart. Daily chart is right on the trend line. I don't like it when the price hugs the trend line for this long, but until it crashes down below the trend line, we're still fairly bullish. Okay, so I'm going to trust the bullishness here, and I'm going to stick with the bullish trend. Hopefully we can make it to the next moving average and then reevaluate our situation. The 4-hour chart fell back a little lower than I liked. I really wanted the 4-hour chart to stay in this vicinity here. I mean, I really didn't want to see it go this low, but it is sitting at a moving average. So it's not that much of a concern. The concern becomes, thank you so much. Cheers, guys. On a live stream. I hate putting family members in the stream. I really do. That's why I'm like, no. I deal with enough trolls. I don't want any family members to be doxxed. I deal with enough shit. I don't want them to deal with it. So as long as we stay above this line here and above this line here, so as long as we stay above 23,000, basically, I'm not overly concerned, and I remain bullish in this market above 23,000. Once FOMO sets in, GBTC discount will go away. I remain bullish on oil, even in a recession, though I don't want to say the word recession because I don't want to get my YouTube channel banned. Apparently, the definition of recession has been changed. The way the definition of a vaccine has been changed, and the way the definition of a anti-vaxxer has been changed. So saying that we're in a recession could get you like banned from social media. So I may not be able to say it. I have no idea. How big is the BlackRock news? It's not big at all. I don't think it's that big. The stock market is rising. Once again, I am bullish in the stock market. I have made my views very clear that the stock market is going to rally, and it'll be the weirdest rally ever. No one believes the stock market can rally. No one can understand why the stock market would rally. Oh, definition of a woman. Yes. Marina, I agree with you, but that didn't change. That just got deleted. Like there isn't one. So it's it went from everyone knows what a woman is to no one knows what a woman is. So that doesn't even have a definition anymore. By the way, one of my favorite videos, potentially of all time, is by Babylon B. What is a woman? It is absolutely hilarious. I think there was a documentary, What is a Woman? I still need to see that. Babylon B. If you have not seen this video, I'm gonna pull it up right now. This one here. Sorry, it's not What is a Woman. Sorry, my bad. It's definition of a woman. It's a spelling bee contest. So it's a spelling bee contest, and they're asking a kid to spell the word woman, but he keeps asking them for a definition before he spells it. It's one of the funniest videos I have ever watched. If you have not seen this video, like just pause my stream right now and go Google spelling bee contest asking for a definition of a woman. Babylon B is hilarious. I'll play a little part of it. Woman.
Correct. Lincoln, your word is woman.
Well, woman. Can I have the country of origin, please?
I don't. Probably England or Germany or something. Woman.
Can I have the definition, please?
Why don't you ask Judge One that question?
Can I have the definition of woman, please?
No,
Why not? I'm allowed to ask for definitions, right?
the thing is, a woman is a woman is
So what
women.
she's trying to say is that each person gets to define for themselves what a woman is.
So can
Uh,
you define it?
No.
yeah, it's one of the funniest videos you will ever watch. It's hilarious. All right, let's get back to the charts. Stock ATAI. Yeah, let me grab that now before I forget. ATAI. We'll look at that. So I'm still bullish off of this trend line. It looks good. 4-hour chart, I'm not happy with. 1-hour chart, I'm not happy with. Talked about that. Gold, I don't even know why I still have this chart. Oh wow, I already covered all this. I'm still bullish in the stock market. The stock market is actually not down all that much. Look at the metrics. Look at your RSI, look at your MACD. This is the weekly stock market. The stock market is only down 11% of the all-time high. I mean, that's almost nothing, right? Like it's down 11% of the all-time high. And at its worst, it was down 23%. So if we just back this up, right, we were down 20% right here. What was this time period? This was end of 2018. Now, obviously, this is a COVID crash. Now, what about here? This is the Trump got elected in 2016, at the end of 2016, and that's a 15% correction. Yeah, so a 22% correction is on the steep side. It's on the steep side. It's similar to this. I don't remember what happened at the end of 2018, and I'm usually good at this shit. I don't have moving averages here. I should probably add some. Let me add it. I think I use triple moving average forecast or triple moving average. Crap, which one do I use? I think it's this one. I think I'm using triple moving average. Let me double check. That didn't work, did it? Wait, code. It has my name on it, so did I like copy and paste the code? Moving average forecast. Okay, yeah, I use moving average forecast. Okay. So I guess I did it myself. So what would it be in my scripts? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so it is my own version. Okay, cool. Oh wait, why am I adding it here? I need to add it there. So it is in my scripts. Moving average forecast. Yeah, but wait a minute. But if it's not mine. Oh, moving average forecast. I'm retarded. Okay, right there. Yeah, okay. So it is my own version. Okay. So I didn't write it. Somebody wrote it for me, but I forgot who they were. Oh, speaking of people hit me up that I forgot about, whoever messaged me either on email or on one of 25 messengers that we all have to use. Whoever emailed me their access or like, hey, Tone, I don't need this anymore, for like a Filipino virtual assistant. I was busy, but if you're watching this right now, and I know I only have like 8 people watching me these days, so if you're watching me, can you just please re-follow up? I actually badly need someone. I'm gonna do it. So whoever messaged me like their login info because they're not gonna use the service anymore, which is probably not a good sign. But whoever sent me that info, can you just please like re-forward it? And then I'm actually gonna start interviewing for a virtual assistant. I also can't afford much, so it better be someone cheap and good, which is always impossible. Okay. I can't do volunteers, guys. I've tried volunteers, it doesn't work. I need to have someone that's being paid to do a job, and that can't be someone from a Western country because they expect way too much money, and I can't get any value, and it's already a nightmare. So I'm gonna try someone cheap at like, I don't know, $20 a day, and I'll see how good they are, and if they're good, they'll get a raise. Okay, a stock. What stock is this? Let's see. Okay, I've looked at this before. It's an IPO. It's an IPO that fell 42%. I don't even know when I looked at it last. Ultimately, this thing went down 86%. That is beautiful, actually. If this company is an actual company with clients and revenue and some kind of, intellectual property. Intellectual property is key. Intellectual property is key. I want to find this like quick scene from the show Billions. It's gonna be it's so not a popular scene from Billions. Billions scene. Hold on. Explains to wife. I'm googling on a different monitor. Explains to wife why VC won't invest. It's like not a popular scene. I doubt anyone cut it out. I don't even know what season it was in. I actually forgot his wife's name in that show. But anyway, like the guy's the main actor's wife, she started this company, which was IV drips for people that get too drunk, which I heard is incredible. I kind of, I don't really get hangovers because I do know my limits. Even when I drink a full bottle of tequila in one evening, that's actually my limit, where I'm somewhat functional. And can still wake up without a headache and still make it to the airport in the morning. But she had this company running, and then she wanted more investment, and he kind of set up this meeting, but then she realized that it's kind of bullshit, and they're only going to invest in that company because of him, not because it's a great company. And like she questioned him about it, like, well, why did you set up like this fake meeting? Yeah, they're going to give us money, but she realized it because she's smart. She realized it, but it's kind of bullshit. And then he like explained to her in like 60 seconds why it's a bad investment, and mostly because she had no intellectual property, none. So intellectual property matters, innovation matters. Starting a company where you don't have intellectual property and you don't have innovation in that company, it doesn't actually isn't interesting, because worst case scenario, someone could buy out your company for that intellectual property. So even though you start a company like Fitbit with those like wristbands or GoPro, right? These companies, even though their stock is a total and outright disaster, like Fitbit eventually got bought out. GoPro stock, like even though the stock of these companies goes down 90%, they still have intellectual property. And because they were the first to do something. And that intellectual property could get bought out. And then that's very, very critical. Because even if like the Chinese alternative comes in and destroys your big profit margins in the beginning, early VCs already made their money. So now the retail just gets fucked. So this is like the VCs already made their money before the IPO hit. Okay, this is retail or like last round of investors getting crushed. But clearly, when a company falls 80–90% within the first year, plenty of people made their money. And now these final people, if they hold out, they can still, like, if you pick this company up on the cheap, this company would have never IPO'd that high if they didn't have some kind of intellectual property. And that intellectual property could get bought out. Again, we can look at Fitbit, but I think that stock's gone. So right here, if this is a real company, and you can Google this company, and if they have some kind of intellectual property, then this becomes an incredible opportunity. Same thing with mining companies, like Bitfarms, my favorite. Right? I mean, they have a real operation in mining, and I'm sure they have some intellectual property there, and they have mining equipment. So worst case scenario, you know, that mining equipment is going to get bought out. So when it falls in this bear market, significantly more than Bitcoin fell, right? Fell 90%, falls 90%. Bitcoin only falls like 60, this falls 90. And that's got to be a good buy opportunity, right? Look at Canaan. Canaan is also a manufacturer of the miners, right? Fell 93%. But this high is a little bit FOMO-y, like it's, but look at it from the IPO, the tone-based rule on IPOs. You buy them after a 50% correction. This one corrected 80% and bottomed at an MRI. So I think some of these mining companies are good opportunities, but don't buy the hype ones. Like, be careful with something like Marathon, you know? Marathon mining? Is that it? Mara, yeah, that's probably Marathon, right? I'd be careful on this one. It's just overhyped. Riot has done well. I mean, Riot has real minds. Riot actually did fairly well. Man, I was trading Riot right here. Made some money. I can't believe I got out so early. It's insane. Man, look, this was a 50-cent stock and it went to $70. It's insane. Who needs shit coins, right? If you can go from 70 cents to $70 on a Bitcoin mining company, why would you buy Doge, right? So like these, oh, I was on Spaces yesterday. I pretty much called anyone that trades on Robinhood not very intelligent. Like, why do you want to risk? Why would you want to put a bunch of money into a 70-cent shitcoin when you have mining companies that probably have intellectual property and physical property and you know, assets and a legal business? If that can go from 70 cents to $70, $80, right? The opportunities are there. Stop buying into the shitcoin hype. If you're looking for, you know, legit ways to get lucky from 70 cents to $70, the opportunities are there. All right, someone had a comment. Hey, Tone, thoughts on TD9 in the market for the first time on a monthly chart. So let me see. Monthly chart. Okay, I'm making it clear once again, the MRI is not the TD sequential. There are differences there. There's lots of similarity, but they are different indicators. I explained the different indicators in videos. And when I put the MRI on this, yeah, it's an MRI buy on the monthly chart for the first time. On the Heikin-Ashi chart, I'm hoping we will still get an MRI buy next month. I think we will. And that won't be for the first time. That would be for the third time. We had it right here at the low, and we also had it right here at the low. So I am actually pretty bullish on this, that the market's going to reverse. On the monthly chart on the mining companies, I don't know. Let's see. Yep, there it is on a monthly chart. Riot is there. Mara is there. Bitfarms is there. Yeah, great. Canaan is there. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful, guys. I love it. It's great. Let's glance at our currencies. The US dollar, I am bullish on the US dollar. You guys know that. I am super bullish on the US dollar. I am bullish on the stock market. I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I'm bearish on government debt. Okay, you can't be bullish on everything. Lots of people are bearish on everything. I am bullish on most things except government debt. The more in line with government you are, the more bearish I am. What about Coinbase? I don't know. Yep, monthly buy. Cores. I don't know what Cores is. Is that another Bitcoin miner? Core Scientific. Okay, so I think Core Scientific is a really serious miner. Wow, look at another one here. Guys, I really think Bitcoin mining stocks are not a bad play. Not trading advice, but the risk reward on some of these Bitcoin mining stocks is probably super good. And if you make a bunch of money, come to the financial summit and tell us all about it. We'd love to hear from you. Oh, I wonder if, hold on a second. If I make this bigger, would it be bigger on my channel? Super curious. All right. All right, I'm going to wrap up this video soon. Speaking of those MRI buys, this is where you want to find it. Tradingmri.com. And you can sign up for free trial. And this is where you can set up alerts on assets that have MRI tops and bottoms. I'll be doing more with this in the near future. All right, guys, I'm going to look at your live chat for a second. Please follow us on Twitter. I'm probably going to be moving my content, my financial content, over to the Financial Summit Twitter handle, and my Bitcoin content to the Unconfiscatable Twitter handle. And my personal brand will be politics. That is what I'm thinking about doing, probably starting next year. That's a good question, Sarver. How can I be bullish on the US dollar while also being bullish on the stock market and Bitcoin No, they're actually not inversely correlated. They might be inversely they're not inversely correlated. Maybe on certain scales, but stock markets and Bitcoin, they are risk on assets, and it doesn't matter how the dollar does. It really doesn't. There is no correlation there. There is some correlation between bonds and stocks. When stocks rise, bonds fall, but that hasn't even been happening either. We've had a bull market in bonds and stocks. I think a bear market in bonds is coming. As interest rates rise, bond prices will fall, and people will start exiting their bond positions into stock positions. And the bond market is like 8 times bigger than the stock market. So it's not going to take much to rally the stock market to a new all-time high as bonds take a hit. Who wants to buy a bond collecting 3% with 8% inflation? You're still losing money, right? Now, if you here's the thing. If you are holding a bond from years ago, the value of that bond is getting crushed because anyone can go out into the market and buy a new bond and have a way better interest rate than the bond that you're holding. So the value of your bond goes down, okay? Now, if you are going to go out into the market and buy a bond right now, your bond is going to make you less money than inflation. So why would you want to buy a bond and lose money? So there's no incentive to buying bonds at all, but there is incentive to selling bonds because the value of the bonds goes down as interest rates rise. So if no one is buying new bonds and current bondholders are selling bonds, where is the money going to go? The money has to go somewhere. The money has to go somewhere. Okay. Now, governments will just keep buying their own bonds. That's what's going to prop up the dollar. Also, other countries are basket cases, and their currencies are dropping against the dollar. But where do people put their money? They're going to put their money in commodities, and they're going to put their money in private risk-on assets like stocks and Bitcoin. So I am bullish on Bitcoin. I am bullish on stocks. I'm bullish on the dollar only because other currencies are going to be imploding, but I am bearish on government debt. How surprised am I that the Democrats went full communist and raided Trump's house? I am not surprised. I am not surprised at all. There's very little that's going to surprise me right now. I have such low opinion of American politics. There's nothing can surprise me at this point. They just printed $1 trillion to fight inflation. Well, like what else can surprise you? They can't define what a woman is. I can't define it for you because I'll be banned. There's nothing that can surprise me right now. Absolutely nothing. What will surprise me is like the opposite. Like what will surprise me is an honest election. Like that would surprise me. Like an honest election. That would be surprising. Am I bearish the housing market? The housing market is so tricky. It's like I can make the case for both sides. I am actually not bearish the housing market. I'm not bearish the housing market because BlackRock is going to buy. BlackRock and Bill Gates are going to buy anything at a cheap price. They'll buy the dirt cheap prices. I think it'll cool down a little bit even in Florida. But I'm actually not. I think inflation will keep it propped up, and the government will prop it up more. So I'm not. I think housing prices will be okay. I don't think it's a great investment. I think housing is a bad investment, personally. But I'm not a professional at the housing market. And the reason is, and I have a really weird reason as to why I think real estate is a bad investment, is again, it's because it's politics. Is because I think they're going to take away properties. I think they're going to start confiscating properties. I mean, like what do you think the 87,000 IRS agents are going to do? They're going to go after you. They're going to find a way to tax your property more. I just think it's an immovable asset, and because of what the government is doing and going after people for political reasons, they will use the new 87,000 IRS agents to go after people for political reasons. So, you know, if you are a full-blown socialist, then your real estate's probably safe. But if you are like myself and you challenge the socialist narrative, having properties is super dangerous, because when they decide to come after you for political reasons as a political prisoner, there's nothing you can do, and you're going to lose that property. You know, like I wouldn't be surprised if AOC is living in Trump's Mar-a-Lago within the next 3 years, right? Like I wouldn't be surprised if they confiscate Mar-a-Lago and give it to the socialists that started BLM, because they're the house that they bought is only 4 million. So they'll just give it to them as, like, you know, like as some kind of what's that word? Retribution, like man, what's that word I'm looking for? I forget, right? So if you're a capitalist, it makes it very tricky for you to own property in a country or a region that's moving towards full-blown socialism. So that's why I am not really interested in property unless it's in Florida or Texas, maybe Wyoming, South Dakota, you know. Arizona is on the border there. So that's why I'm not really interested in property. And America is still one of the better places for property rights. And still I'm concerned. Repatriation. Thank you so much. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if they take away Trump's Mar-a-Lago property and give it away as repatriation. Well, like that would not surprise me at all. So that's why I'm not really interested in property. I'd rather have assets in an unconfiscatable asset than a not only a confiscatable asset, but a specifically targeted confiscatable asset. So the only state I would even consider looking for a property to buy right now is Florida. You know, you could also take a long shot on properties in between Florida and Texas, because, like, as you guys know, my opinion, I think the U.S. will split, and I don't think Florida can do it on their own. They may, you know, do it along with Texas, and if Florida does it along with Texas, they would try to get the states in between to follow suit. So if you want to pick up some, you know, property in Alabama or Tennessee or you know, Mississippi, Missouri, those in between states, Louisiana, if you can get some cheap property there, you know, as an insurance play for 2030, in case the country does split up, that property could be very valuable because that region will retain its property rights, and the North could potentially be all, you know, socialized. But I would like to, get involved in buying like an island or something. But again, you're then still, that country can take it away. But let's see what El Salvador does. Let's see what El Salvador does. This is why I really want Bitcoin to start rising, so that El Salvador is in a good position and Bukele's family gets reelected. Might not be him, maybe his brother, I don't know, sister, cousin. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. And I will see you all on the next one. Thanks, Chris, for your super chat. Bye, guys. Oh, reparation. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, reparation. Sorry, I don't know. Repatriation is when they take the money back to the U.S. for tax purposes. Yeah, reparations, right? Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the Democrats control all three forms of government. Scratch that. If the Democrats control all four forms of government, I know there's really three, but it's four. So if the Democrats, if they're still, if there is a Democrat president next term, and Democrats have the Senate, and Democrats have the House, and Democrats stack the Supreme Court, they add 5 more justices, all Democrat. So if they control all of those, then they can certainly start taking away property for whatever reason, and redistribute it as they did in Zimbabwe. That's also when the US dollar goes into hyperinflation. All right, guys, for that very reason. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.